Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to Atlantic City. Just got home from work, and during the night, I was listening to a few old chestnuts. And for some reason, these songs transported me back to the neighborhood I was born in.
We're sliding through,
back to those
completely new beginnings.
back to when I was just a little kid.
We're searching out
Six
our every doubt.
6 to 10, maybe. That 4 or 5 year period. It was a very interesting neighborhood. It was poor, but it was fantastic. And you wouldn't think that those two things would go together. They generally don't. But in this case, they did.
We've heard the sound.
It turns out,
Come around
in the hindsight of 50-something years of being away from that neighborhood,
we've touched the vibe.
I lived in the greatest place you could have ever lived. You just don't know it at the time. I lived in a neighborhood where there were artists, musicians, and right around the corner from where I lived, out on Chelten Avenue in Germantown, there was a guy. He had this little house face the avenue, and he knocked down a wall in between his living room and his kitchen, turned his living room and dining room into a record store. I can remember hanging out there when the weather was really nice, and just be down there all day. I was really young, so you don't remember exactly what you heard. And I know one thing, it wasn't this. These records came out a little bit later. But it was these records that took me there last night. So I figured we'd have a listen to these. This is Gil Scott-Heron with Brian Jackson and the Midnight Band. From their album From South Africa to South Carolina. This is a song called Beginnings. And we're going back to my beginnings. But I can remember walking around to this little record store run by a guy named Farron. And in the summertime, he would kick the front door open. There was no screen door. He would just open the regular door and let it stand open. And there was a window. It wasn't one of those up and down windows. It was one of those ones that came out like this. And he would put this little stick in the window and hold it out. sense.
Faced without everything.
And the smell of his funny
Just to survive.
handmade cigarettes. And the music that came out of that window.
Completely new. Completely new. Beginning.
The whole neighborhood's changed. None of that stuff is there.
Completely new. Completely new.
Farron's is long gone.
Beginning.
The neighborhood's pretty much unrecognizable. But man, what an indelible impression those people made on a little kid. Phew. So beautiful. My goodness. But yeah, that was, oh my goodness. What that just did to me. I'm sure that I was listening to people like Miles Davis and John Coltrane and Sarah Vaughan, you know. But it was certainly nothing that my parents were listening to. And this is Gil Scott again with Brian Jackson. And this is a song called Pieces of a Man.
With her
And it's from an album called The Revolution Begins, from the Flying Dutchman sessions.
She could hardly understand that she was really sleeping up pieces of a man.
Like I said, it wasn't Gil Scott's songs that I heard there. I discovered him later.
And I heard the mailman say,
But it was Gil Scott that took me
now
back.
don't you take this letter too hard now, Jimmy.
Gil Scott's taken me a whole lot more places than just
They
back
laid
home.
off 9 others today, but he didn't know what he was saying.
One of the finest poets,
He could hardly understand
activists, and musicians of the 20th century.
that he was only talking to.
I'll leave you a link down at the bottom from South Africa to South Carolina. Down in the comments.
And felt the burden of his shame. And for some unknown reason, he never turned my way. Pieces of that letter tossed about the room, and now I hear the sound of sirens come knifing through the gloom, but they don't know what they are doing. They could hardly understand that they're only arresting pieces of a man I saw him go to pieces. I saw him go to pieces. He was always such a good man. He was always such a strong, strong man. Yeah, I saw him go to pieces. I saw him go to pieces.
The incomparable Gil Scott-Heron. Absolute perfection. Yeah, I was thinking about those people from my youth. And I was just a little kid. They didn't even notice me. To them, I was just an annoyance, I'm sure. But it's amazing the indelible imprint that those people made. You never know where you'll find something that will just touch you for forever. And sometimes it's just in a poor black neighborhood with somebody's homemade record store in their converted house. And you remember it like it was yesterday. Those people really did change my life. You never get a chance to say thank you. But at least I'll tell their story. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you soon back up on the boardwalk.